welcome to these training videos. The question is, what is so important about catechist and mentor training? And I just want to begin by saying Vatican II is the secret to understanding it, but not just Vatican II. The opening up of Vatican II in our understanding as the Holy Spirit has guided the church since then is actually the secret. And now we have this catchphrase that everybody keeps saying, the new evangelization. Well, what does it mean, right? Well, that's the reason we need stronger and more effective catechist training and mentor formation, because the new evangelization is calling the church, everyone in the church, not just leaders, but the laity in every walk of life to enter into the mission of Jesus Christ in a very intentional way. If we're going to follow him, we're going to follow him as missionaries. We are missionary disciples. And that comes from Vatican II. And it's the universal call to holiness. And what does it mean to be holy? To be filled with Christ and to allow that gift of his love to flow out of you. And that flowing out is the universal call to evangelize. We all do it in different ways, but it's important that we all recognize we are Christ's hands and feet in the world, depending on our individual gifts, depending on our passions and our desires, and depending on where he has placed us in this world. That is the place, and the people there are the ones he has chosen for us to reach. And so what is the new evangelization? At this point, I just want to explain that these videos, the reason for doing these videos, one is to lay out the principles of the new evangelization, but then also some more specific principles in terms of our approach to mentoring and catechesis, based on the wisdom of the Catholic Church, the teachings that have come to us since Vatican II, developing this idea and this call for us. So, first of all, Vatican II lays it out, but the world misunderstands. The church, for the most part, misunderstands. And a few years later, Pope Paul VI, who closed Vatican II, holds this giant synod where all the bishops of the world come and they are discussing the reality that people have missed the boat in terms of what Vatican II was all about. And that is where this call becomes even clearer. A year later, reflecting on that bishop's synod in 1973 or 74, Pope Paul VI writes a monumental encyclical called Evangelization in the Modern World. And in there, he explains in a very simple way that the church exists to evangelize. And just after that, he explains that given the crisis in our culture, given the changes in modern society, and given the nature of the fallen away Catholic, of how many people have actually forsaken the faith for so many different reasons, the church is being called to a new evangelization. So in the following videos, there's a few that are going to lay out what we even mean by a new evangelization and why do we need a new evangelization. And then there's a few more videos that are going to be laying out principles of evangelization and catechesis and mentoring that are meant to animate our activity in the modern world, our missionary discipleship as we answer this call to follow Christ and to spread his gospel in this world.